Okay, let's talk about Greenland. It's this massive, ice-covered island, right? About 3 times the size of Texas. And right now it's at the absolute center of a new global power struggle. So today we're going to break down exactly why the United States has become so dead set on controlling it.
And look, this all blew up with this statement. This is not just some casual talk about a real estate deal. When President Trump said controlling Greenland was an absolute necessity for national security, well, he basically put the entire world on notice. The message was clear. The U.S. is serious, and the old rules might not apply anymore.
Absurd. That was the first word from European leaders. They just couldn't believe it. But here's the thing. Back in Washington, this is being treated as a very serious policy goal. And the fallout, well, it could be absolutely massive.
And this is really where things take a much darker turn. The White House has actually confirmed they're looking at all options, and that includes military force. So all of a sudden, what sounded like a crazy idea is now a potential international flashpoint.
So, what is going on? Why this intense focus on Greenland? Well, the first big reason is a classic case of real estate. Location, location, location. It's all about controlling one of the most vital pieces of geopolitical territory on the planet.
You're looking at something called the G.I.U.K. Gap. Just think of it as a naval superhighway that connects the Arctic to the Atlantic Ocean. For decades, whoever controls this gap has basically held the keys to the entire North Atlantic. It's that important.
And this really drives the point home. You have to stop thinking of Greenland as just an island. For military planners, it's a giant, unsinkable aircraft carrier for NATO. From there, the U.S. can watch everything happening in the Arctic, keep an eye on rivals, and it serves as the first line of defense for North America.
But, this isn't just about military bases and strategy. There's another huge piece to this puzzle. As all that ice starts to melt, a hidden treasure trove of natural resources is being uncovered. And the economic stakes? They are just enormous.
This chart gives you a perfect snapshot of the price. We're talking about rare earth elements. These are the essential ingredients for pretty much all of our modern technology. Controlling a deposit like this would give the U.S. a massive strategic edge, potentially breaking China's monopoly and securing its own tech supply chain for years.
And here's the crucial thing. It's not just about rare earths. Greenland is basically a geological jackpot. It has vast amounts of these critical minerals that we need for everything, from our phones to electric cars to green energy. This is a total game changer for the global economy, and you can bet the U.S. wants to be in the driver's seat.
And the list just keeps going. You've got huge potential oil and gas reserves under the seabed. And then there's something you might not even think about, an incredible amount of fresh water from the melting ice. In a world where resources are getting scarcer, all of these assets are becoming incredibly valuable.
So, when you put it all together, the strategic location and the buried treasure, it's really no surprise that Greenland has become the new epicenter of a global competition. The race for the Arctic is officially on, and the United States is playing to win.
Climate change is literally redrawing the map here. As the Arctic melts, brand new shipping lanes are opening up. We're talking about shortcuts that could slash travel times between Asia, Europe, and North America. And whichever nations control these new routes are going to have a huge say in the future of global trade.
What's really fascinating here is you can see how this is basically a new Cold War, with the Arctic as the new battleground. On one side, you have the U.S. and NATO playing defense, trying to secure the region, and on the other, you've got Russia building up its military might, and China using its economic power to wedge its way in. The stakes are just incredibly high.
So, the U.S. is clearly flexing its muscles. But Greenland and its allies, they are not backing down, not even a little. Their response has been a clear, unified, and resounding no, and they're standing firm against all this pressure. I mean, what a powerful statement of self-determination. The people of Greenland are making it crystal clear that they're not going to be some pawn in a geopolitical chess game. It's their country, their future, and they've made it plain they will not be sold.
And the numbers really speak for themselves. An overwhelming majority of the people who actually live there want absolutely nothing to do with this proposal. It's a clear, unambiguous message, and it's a huge hurdle for America's ambitions in the Arctic.
This right here is a red line. Denmark, which Greenland is a part of, has said that any attempt by the U.S. to take the island by force would be seen as an act of war against a fellow NATO ally. The Prime Minister literally warned it could mean the end of NATO. The consequences would just be catastrophic.
Now, it's interesting the U.S. has actually been eyeing Greenland for over 150 years, but something has fundamentally changed. The old way of doing things, diplomacy, making an offer,
that seems to be off the table. It's been replaced with this new, much more aggressive strategy. It's a dangerous new chapter. And honestly, the whole world is watching to see what happens.
You know, this whole fight over Greenland really feels like it's just the beginning. As the Arctic continues to open up, the competition for its resources and its strategic position is only going to get more intense. So really, the big question isn't if the Arctic will become the world's next great flashpoint,